All right, Mark. Well, ready for some first impressions here on the Chevy Bolt. Just got into the fleet. To be honest, it's not going to be my first impressions because I had the car for 2 nights. But as I understand it, this is actually your first time in the car, even at an auto show. You didn't get a chance. So
right. This morning I hopped in the car with you, set up the camera. First time I've actually sat in this car. I actually like the interior a lot. It's kind of modern, iPod-y. I mean, the materials has, there's some hard plastics, but, it's kind of built as an economy-ish hatchback. So
right.
It doesn't offend me at all. I mean, the parts that your elbows touch are adequately padded, I think.
Yeah. This offends me a little bit on the top of the door.
Yeah, that seam is a little too visible,
stuff,
and you can tell that it's kind of cheaper plastic, but
the inserts are cool though, like the white stuff with it's got like a grid pattern on it.
Yeah, I really like that.
Yeah.
I don't even know what they call that, but it's pretty cool, and I like the white trim everywhere. Kind of Apple-ish in there.
Yeah, kind of like first gen Volt actually. Remember that was the
except
white plastic.
These buttons actually work.
Yeah, that's progress.
That thing drove me crazy. But yeah, I mean, the one thing that kind of sticks out is the steering wheel, which is always in pretty much every Chevy. So
yeah, it does smell good. This is leather wrapped. I noticed that my hands smelled like cow after I gripped it. So
I do like cow.
It's legit leather, or at least it smells like leather.
Yeah. So I mean, just on appearances and the short couple miles we've just driven, I kind of like the car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree. Continuing our first impressions here, Mark. We're about to get a green light.
Oh.
Whoa.
Wheel spin!
Whoa.
It's still going.
It's still going.
Wow! It is a rainy day in California, which is rare, but still, that's very generous traction control.
Yeah, it was. We were spinning through 45 miles an hour.
Did you do burnouts? Wow.
That was the first impression of acceleration, but hampered by the slick pavement.
Well, I think we need to call Kurt and tell him he needs to do a burnout shot for this intro.
It seems possible.
Wow, that's crazy. I mean, any other car, it would shut you down or at least feather back the throttle.
Yeah, especially an EV, you would think it would just smack you immediately.
It did go straight, though.
Yeah, oh, yeah, no problem.
It may have freaked out the old gym rat next to us.
It was like a controlled burnout for 45 miles an hour.
But it carried it well past the intersection.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Good for burnouts. Hit that check box.
So one thing I expected before I get into this thing was that it was going to be based on an existing GM product. I was thinking maybe the Trax, little SUV, or Sonic, or whatever that Gamma platform, I think they call it. But according to the internet, which I just consulted, this is its own platform. So Chevy actually created a new platform in its Korea studios for this vehicle. So we're driving something all new, it seems.
Yeah, and it makes sense with an EV. I mean, you don't have to deal with the normal concerns of engine placement, transmission placement, all that stuff. I imagine packaging-wise, it's way easier to create an EV just because you don't have as many constraints.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, cost-wise, we're looking low 40s before any of the tax credits.
Yeah. Taking you down maybe to mid-30s figure for a final price.
That's kind of what I guess. Yeah. And then on top of that, it seems like one of the more prevalent estimates for gasoline to electricity is electricity converts to about 75 cents per gallon.
Yeah.
So taking that into account, then in the end, maybe after 2 years, you may only have spent the equivalent of a regular hatchback.
Yeah, no, it starts to make more financial sense than an EV. I mean, well, before this car, you wanted 200 miles of range. You were getting a Tesla, right? So
right.
And this is EPA says 238 miles of range, which seems legit based on our experience so far, and you're getting that in the mid-30s, and your energy costs a third what gasoline does. So
yeah, either that or you buy 2 Nissan Leafs.
You can do that too. So I've been in this car for a couple days, Mark, so I already have opinions formed about the seats, but I wanted to get your first impression on that. How's it doing?
They're a little firm, but not bad. They're well shaped, at least for me. I'm 5'10", 170 pounds. But yeah, Yeah, I mean, there's a nice scoop out in the upper back area. I don't feel anything kind of pushing me awkwardly. My legs, I mean, I don't have particularly long legs, but there's enough thigh support. But yeah, I mean, they're okay. They seem to be breathing okay, but it's not exactly a hot day in LA right now either. What do you think?
Yeah, well, for me, I agree on the thigh support, but for me, I'm noticing that the frame seems a little narrow, which is weird because I'm kind of narrow.
Yeah.
Usually I don't have that problem, but I'm feeling kind of like the perimeter of the seat bottom and back is a little constricting. Like, I wonder if people who are wider than me might find it to be too constricting.
Yeah, I feel like you might be right on that one. I mean, now that I'm paying attention to that, it feels like maybe I might be at that limit as well.
Yeah,
so,
and we're not wide guys, so that's one thing I was wondering about. Just have to see if we can find some wider people on our staff to verify that.
I'm not naming names. This is all you now.